Students in Crawford County, Kansas could soon have the option to take their masks off in class, but only if the county meets certain COVID-19 related health requirements. Details are coming up.
Plus, we'll hear from Freeman health officials about pediatric COVID-19 cases in our region, and a Southwest Missouri crash sends 6 people to the hospital.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Classrooms in Crawford County, Kansas could become mask optional, but only if the county meets certain coronavirus-related health requirements. This is KOAM News at 10. KOAM's Mike Mahoney spoke with the USD 250 superintendent and the director of the Crawford County Health Department to learn more.
Face masks in the classroom has been a contentious topic across the country, but the USD 250 school board has crafted a solution that hears the concerns of both sides.
We've been working with the Crawford County Health Department and our health officer to come up with criteria so that it does provide that sound basis that if we do decide to go mask optional, that it will be based on something that is vetted by KDHE and local data.
Starting October 4th, Crawford County students have the option to go maskless if the following countywide requirements are met. Local hospitals must have space for COVID-19 patients. School absences caused by the coronavirus must be under 3%. Crawford County's case numbers must be stable or trending downward. And Crawford County must have 40 or fewer new COVID-19 cases per week.
If we have more than 40 active cases, new cases a week, then it's going to put more pressure on the community system, on the hospital systems, on the medical systems. So that's how we came up with 40 cases.
Pittsburgh High School freshman Blake Posnick says he thinks the new class mask option is a winner.
I think it's a really good option because some kids just hate the masks in general, and they'd be happy to take it off. And so I think that it would be a good choice in general because and it also gives the option that the people that still want to wear their masks can still wear the mask.
The new class mask policy goes into effect next week, but will the county have met the school board's criteria to give students a mask option?
We won't make the official announcement until the end of the week, but the numbers are definitely trending that way.
In Crawford County, Kansas, Mike Mahoney, KOAM News.
Superintendent Proffitt also says he and other superintendents will meet with the health department at the end of each week to discuss local data and then let parents and students know if classes are mask optional for the following week. The CDC says an increasing number of children are hospitalized for COVID-19. Freeman Health System today hosted a media briefing to discuss pediatric COVID cases in the Joplin area. Right now, the hospital is seeing some severe cases in children. While they say it's less common than in adults, it is still an issue.
Fortunately, we see some severe disease in children when it comes to COVID. It's not as common as in adults, but unfortunately we see it in our office. Walking through the door, we get calls about it.
Anyone interested in getting their children vaccinated against COVID can call Freeman's SHOT line, where they can refer callers to a place in the community to receive a vaccine. The Joplin and Crawford County Health Departments report more COVID-19 deaths. In Joplin, 2 more people died with COVID-19, brings the total number of deaths in the city to 173. The patients were an 82-year-old woman and a 78-year-old man. 6 more people in Crawford County have died with the virus since last week. That brings the total number of COVID deaths in Crawford County to 113. Doug Heddy joins us now with a first look at the weather.
Hey, thanks, Down. It actually turned out to be a pretty good day for us today. Temperatures still into lower 80s for highs, and we did have a lot of clouds out there during the afternoon, kept our temps down just a bit, but you can see our average high is 77, so still a pretty good chunk above where we should be for the very end of September. We had some clouds, had a few random sprinkles earlier this evening. Those are gone. We look fine, I think, in general for the rest of the night. But we do have this wave out to our west, Nebraska, parts of Kansas. This is going to start to head toward us over about the next 12 to 15 hours, and that is going to increase our chances for rain for tomorrow. Tonight looks great. 70 to about 72 degrees. You can open up the windows. Eventually we'll drop back to about 66, 67 degrees. Rain chances will start to increase during the daytime hours for us tomorrow and actually stick around into the weekend. So we're going to break that down for you here in a bit.
See you then. 6 people are injured from a crash on Missouri 171 near Asbury. According to the Missouri Highway Patrol, a work truck was westbound on Baseline Boulevard this afternoon when it failed to stop at Highway 171. It then crashed into the side of an SUV that was southbound on the highway. Both vehicles went off the road into a field. The work truck then caught fire. A medical helicopter took one of the injured people to the hospital. METS, Carl Junction Fire, the Missouri Highway Patrol, and the Jasper County Sheriff's Office all responded to that crash. No word on the conditions of any of those injured. Missouri Southern today hosted a regional college fair. It was a chance for high school students to get information about area colleges as they decide where to attend. More than 30 colleges and universities participated, including Kansas University, Missouri University, and Missouri State.
They have the opportunity to kind of get an idea of what they want to do, where they want to go in the future, because ultimately it's about the students. Even if they don't choose Missouri Southern, we still want them to know what they want to do with their future, and so that's what this is for, is to help them make decisions, get those connections, and start working towards their future.
The fair was held in conjunction with the Missouri Association of College Admission Counseling. Still ahead, with the clock ticking, Congress is trying to avert a government shutdown. And we'll look at how YouTube is addressing COVID-19 vaccine misinformation. The House and Senate will vote tomorrow on legislation that would keep the government open through December 3rd. Those votes are scheduled to take place just hours before a midnight deadline tomorrow night. Skylar Henry reports from Washington.
Congress is running out of time to find a way to fund the federal government.
This would literally be a default of stupidity.
The deadline for an agreement is Thursday at midnight. If no deal is in place by then, some federal agencies won't open on Friday, and thousands of federal employees would be furloughed indefinitely.
The last thing the American people need right now is a government shutdown.
At the heart of the stalemate is the nation's debt ceiling. Republicans are opposed to any budget resolution that would increase it.
Not raising the debt limit has potentially catastrophic economic implications. So it's time for the Democrats to do this. They know they have the power to do it. They want us to do it instead.
A shutdown could derail President Biden's $1 trillion infrastructure plan and an even bigger social spending bill. The White House is actively involved in the negotiations on Capitol Hill.
The president, just to give you an update, is going to be working around the clock. The rest of the today, overnight, into tomorrow morning.
So far, President Biden has been unable to win over the two Democrats blocking his domestic agenda. Senators Kyrsten Sinema and Joe Manchin have both expressed concerns about the cost of the president's proposals. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Washington.
The House is scheduled to vote on the infrastructure bill tomorrow. Enough progressive Democrats have threatened to vote it down that Speaker Nancy Pelosi says she's unsure whether it'll pass. Senior Pentagon officials say the collapse of the Afghan government and its security forces in August could be traced to a 2020 U.S. agreement with the Taliban that promised a complete U.S. troop withdrawal. General Frank McKenzie, the head of Central Command, told the House Armed Services Committee that once the U.S. troop presence was pushed below 2,500 as part of President Biden's decision to complete a total withdrawal by September, the unraveling of the U.S.-backed Afghan government accelerated. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin said he agreed with McKenzie's analysis. YouTube is cracking down on vaccine misinformation. Yesterday, the company said it'll remove videos spreading misinformation about any approved vaccine, not only those aimed at preventing COVID-19. Users who post misinformation about approved vaccines deemed safe by the World Health Organization and local health authorities will have their videos taken down. They'll be subject to YouTube's strike policy, which gives accounts 3 strikes for content that goes against its policies posted within a 90-day period. The 3rd strike leads to the user being permanently suspended. The company also says it may remove users after only 1 severe violation of the rules or when a channel is dedicated to violating the policy. YouTube says there will be some exceptions to the new guidelines. The company says it'll allow, for example, content about new vaccine trials and historical vaccine successes or failures. The announcement comes as the U.S. and other countries have struggled to tackle misinformation that experts say contributes to vaccine hesitancy. Later, Atiba Bradley is set to coach in his first ever Miners Bowl. We're going to hear from the Lions head coach as he prepares for the team's matchup against Pitt State.
Plus, our rain chances are going to start to increase over the next few days. We'll break that down for you coming up next.
This week is rivalry week for Pitt State at Missouri Southern football. The Lions host the Gorillas this Saturday in week 5 of the MIAA schedule. Heading into the weekend, Southern is 1-3, while Pittsburgh State is 3-1, winning back-to-back games the last 2 weeks over Northeastern State and Emporia State. Now, the Lions have had a hard time scoring in this matchup lately, scoring just 13 total points the last 3 meetings. They'll have their work cut out for them again against a Gorilla defense that's top 5 in the league in scoring defense, top 5 against the rush, and has forced 5 interceptions in the first 4 games.
You know, they give you a lot of unique looks that can cause some problems just because they're kind of unorthodox in terms of how many coverages they give you. They run hard on defense. You know, they play really hard on defense.
They disguise their coverages really good, and they fly around. So it'll be who's playing harder really, and if we can not turn over the ball and sustain drives.
We're going to hear from the Gorillas on Saturday's matchup with Southern right here tomorrow night. The NEO Golden Norsemen will be at home this weekend against Ellsworth. The Norsemen aim for back-to-back wins on Saturday after beating Navarro on homecoming weekend last Saturday. NEO is 1-2 in their first 3 games. Last time out against Navarro, though, their offense showed some signs of life. Scored a season-high 39 and rushed for 467 yards. While their offense was good, their defense also went out Saturday and had their best day of the season.
Navarro ran plays very, very fast, and I thought we did a great job of stopping. You know, we held them to 15 points, I think, and a little under 300 yards, and they had 700 or 800 yards one week.
It felt really good. You know, we was practicing all week for it, and then just to come out in front of homecoming, in front of our crowd and stuff, and really show them what we can do now, because I'm pretty sure people started to lose faith in us, but then we started getting this thing rolling. It's going to start rolling now.
The St. Louis Cardinals earned a spot in the postseason last night, claiming the second wild card spot in the National League. And with their win against Milwaukee, the Cards are now on a 17-game winning streak, the 3rd longest streak in baseball in the last 60 years. Now, tonight is game 2 of a 3-game series for St. Louis against Milwaukee. On the 6th, Daniel Vogelback hammers it high and deep off Miles Michaelis. At that point, Cardinals down 3-0. The next inning, Andrew Miller pitching now, but Manny Pena gets a solo shot. That gets the lead to 4. In the 9th, local guy alert here. Former Crowder College Rough Rider Aaron Ashby strikes out Paul DeYoung to end it. Brewers win 4-0. The Cards' winning streak ends at 17 games. The Kansas City Royals also in action tonight against Cleveland. Salvador Perez just 1 homer away from the franchise record for most in a single season. Tonight, Perez goes 1 for 2. He got that home run, tying Jorge Soler's franchise record of 48. As for the game, it's still going. Royals lead at 10-5 in the top of the 9th. That's a look at sports. We're back with more news after this.
Take time now to honor a local veteran, Staff Sergeant Mark Yoho. The Erie, Kansas native served in the U.S. Army. And we are proud to salute Staff Sergeant Mark Yoho. He's tonight's 4-state hero. The dream of owning a home. A bilingual realtor in Springfield is helping Hispanic families buy a home in the Ozarks. Most of them are first-time home buyers. Jennifer Abreu has that story.
Back in 2020, Gabriela Verdugo was working at a gym when life threw her a curveball.
COVID happened, and then the gym closed, and then I didn't have much going on anymore.
But she made the most of it.
Are you looking for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home for under $90,000? I wanted to really help Hispanics buy a home. And that's it. Just because I knew a bunch of Hispanics, and most of them just live in mobile homes or they were renting.
As an immigrant herself, Verdugo says she wanted to show people the opportunities she was learning about in a new country.
You have like freedom to do many, many things, and people don't know that they do have the freedom to do that. I really think is that people are scared first of all, of being open to someone about their financial situation, about their work history, and also I think it's very important that they feel better with someone that speaks Spanish.
After finishing college in Ohio, she moved to Springfield and now wants to help others invest in their future and the community they live in.
They're hardworking people. They take a lot of pride of being here. All they do every single day is for their families.
Verdugo says since January of 2021, she has helped 50 families with the home buying process.
I didn't come into this thinking about money. I didn't come about with this thinking about, oh, I want to help this number of people. I want to sell this number of homes. I came into this because I wanted to learn as much as I could so I can give the information to my people, you know?
She says it's been well worth it.
Oh my gosh. I cannot even explain, like, most of my clients don't know it's actually happening. They're signing the closing documents and I have my clients shaking just because I cannot even believe it.
For Verdugo, it's about doing her part to help her community.
It's very important for us to push each other to be better, working together to be the best that we can be.
Helping families accomplish what they came to the United States for, the American dream.
Yes, that's the American dream, to own a home, own a car, have a good job. There you go.
There you go. It's been dry and it's been unusually warm lately, but I guess both of those things are about to change, Doug.
Yeah, I mean, temperatures are going to stay decently warm, but we are going to cool off a little bit over the next few days. But we do get some scattered showers, even a few scattered thunderstorms in here, especially tomorrow afternoon, and then again late Friday, and then kind of on and off during the day on Saturday. So that's good news. This is the time of year if you want to lay some grass seed. This is when you want to do it, and you need a little bit of rain to help you establish that grass.
Of course, if you're going to be out with the sports team shooting some Friday night football,
could be
you'd
a problem
rather not be raining at that
That's not what I
time.
want to hear, man.
A lot of fans don't either. Final sports note.
The good news for Salvador Perez, he tied the Royals franchise single-season record for home runs. The bad news, he did leave the game with an ankle injury. Not sure of his status. He's got 4 games to try to break that record and hold it individually.
Let's hope he can. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget our morning show, and let's make it a great tomorrow.